Welcome everyone. So this has been requested quite a bit just to give a quick overview of how the Zed Racer dashboard works. So I thought I'd give a quick demo and an overview of it, while at the same time trying to qualify a random butte pacer that I've just bred. It's very likely going to be glue, but then also unwrapping a Genesis. So I've got a butte Genesis which is on race at the moment. So we'll give that a quick go and see how it does. Ahead of the tournament tomorrow. I'm just sorting a few things out because I've been trying to time this to go down well with a Griffin launching. So the only problem is I didn't transfer the horse, so I'm just waiting for that to go through. So I'm waiting for that to go through. This is the dashboard, the Pro dashboard for the Zed Racer Pro. There's a lot of extra features on here that you get on the free one. The main ones being the tools that you get down here. So we'll start with the one on the left, which is the stable manager. So this gives you an overview of all of your horses in your stable. You can filter these out by bloodline, breed type, whatever you need it to be, and distance as well. So when you first come in here, your distance won't be set, the race type won't be set, but what you can do is come in and tick this and then set a distance for each horse here. So if we wanted this horse to run at 1,200 meters, we can set the distance, and that's done there. We can also set the race type of the horse. So if this is a paid racer, we can change it to be a paid racer over here. And this just means that it works with the open races, so it filters out all of your races. So you only get what's relevant to you, really. You don't need to worry about all the extra rubbish that's around in the classes, because there's quite a lot of races that pop up at the moment. So this will be used as the basis for your filter. So once you've gone through and set up all of your horses with their preferred distance, their race type, it's very easy to change that in future, and you can bulk change it. So you can just tick that box up there and you could turn them all into free races if you really wanted to, or you can tick that again and turn them all into paid races. It also works as a group system. So if you want to create a group here and call it demo, we can click create group there, and now we can go and select the horses that we want to race today and add them to that group. So the first one I'll add is Nackley. We'll make it part of the demo group. So once you've got horses with distances and you've got a group with horses in, that's all you need to start doing your filters. You can create as many groups as you like, break the horses down however you like. That's totally down to you. I generally try to have one called active, where I usually throw the active racers, one called all with everything in, and one called check, where I put the horses in that have qualified but are going to need double checking again later, just to make sure that they're still in and haven't been eliminated. So demo is the one that we're using. So over here now is the open race section. You can select the group and choose demo. What that'll do is go and fetch out all of the races that are relevant to this horse in the class that it's in. You've also got a button here which means you can hide the races that you're not interested in. So if we wanted to get rid of that top three, we can get rid of it. We can get rid of the winner takes all. We can just keep the ones that we're interested in. You can also flip back to the hidden ones and unhide them if you want to, if you've hidden one by mistake. So for example, this top three here, I might actually race that, so we'll pop that over to there. So from here, you can click view. Let's just start with the overview first. It's got the distance and the race type, the class, the type of payout it is, and the entry fee. You can see the number of horses that are in there. You can see the field strength here. So this is based on the number of horses with strong win rates. So if you have a look at this one down here, which is insane, which is pretty common for a C1. This gives you an overview of all of the horses that are in the race. An exclamation mark next to the ones to watch out for. This usually means that it's a strong horse in general at this distance. And it's all broken down over here on the right, where you can see the number of races, their win percentage. So these are coloured gold, bronze, silver, and then green for fourth. So you can just see at a glance which horse here is going to be the strongest. Pretty much, it's looking like Juniper Spirit off the back of this. It's got a higher average speed than most. Tap it to win's pretty good as well, but it just gives you a visual overview straight away, and you can see their speed. It's their max speed and their average speed, including their rating. So obviously we'll be updating that for Evo and level in the future, as soon as we get bit more information on what that is. So we can see how your horse stacks up against it. You'll have all of your horses down here that are relevant. You can click race analysis, and this will give you a quick view. So you can see my horse here, it flames more than any other horse in the race. It's ranked 4th for its max speed, 3rd for its average speed, and 2nd for its rating. You can also see a head-to-head down here. So here you can see my first place finishes versus their first place finishes. Places the same, flames the same, and head-to-head. So if I finish above them or they finish above me, so you can see with Juniper, I've won 1, they've won 2, I've placed 3, they've placed 5, I've flamed 3, they flamed 6. With 4 all on equals, and we've had 8 races. So this gives you a nice overview of the race. Oh, it's just filled. Gives you a nice overview of the race overall. You can also get your race form here, which is the distance that it's set to the distance that it's running at as well, so you can see how it's been performing. Just before I move on to something else, I'm just going to have a quick check to see if this horse has landed in my stable. Not yet, let's give it a refresh. I swear if this fills before it lands. Right. Hopefully it doesn't. So from here, you've got the open races. You can see all of your scheduled races here. So when one fills, it will pop up. And they'll all queue up here, and you'll be able to watch them in order. And then you can also see your finished tab, so you can see all the finished races that are in here as well, where they finished and whether or not they flamed and whatnot. So down here is the tournament tracker. This will keep track of all of the tournaments that are active that day with the cut lines, and it will also show you your horse's current position and which funnel they're in and how well they're actually doing and whether or not they're qualified. So we'll have a look at this one in a bit more detail in a second once I've got the horses running. We've got a performance tab. So this is a report that you can get. So from here you can choose the date range that you're after. You can choose the group. I've created one called All, where I put all of my horses in, which is really useful for reporting. And then you can view that group and see the progress of your stable, how it's going, the profit that you're making, where you're finishing, the tournaments that you've been running in, positions by class, positions by fee, and positions by distance. So you can see I'm quite a sprint-heavy stable here. Do a lot of racing in the open classes and class 1. The finishing positions are looking pretty healthy, and the profit over the past 180. I don't race that much really. There's only 2,800 races in the past 180 days, but you can see there's a decent profit from there as well. So you can also view this breakdown by horse as well. So you can get the horse breakdown and see how they've been doing on there. It gives you a nice overview of how it's been performing and where it's been doing well and where it hasn't. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I'll leave you to have a look at that one. In the meantime, let's have a quick check to see if this is working. Yep. Typical, the horse transfer's taking forever today. So we'll move on to the next tab down here, which is the alert tab. So from here you can set in stud alerts. So if there's a horse that you're interested in breeding with, you can come in and you can come in, pop their name in here, whether or not you want to be notified by email, and you can also include their direct descendants. This is a direct offspring, it only goes down 1 level. So for example, with these are all been set to horse only. If I delete one of these and we add common pound back in as an example, we can tick to be notified by email, and we can tick to include its descendants. So any offspring from common pound, that'll trigger the notification email now. So, and this is directly off the chain, so you'll get it about 10 minutes, well, maybe less than 10 minutes before the horse is actually available to breed with. So it should give you that edge to get in there and make sure you snipe the breed nice and early. And then finally, we've got the settings tab. So over here, you can choose the currency that you use. You set the alert volumes, whether or not there's an alert when a race is scheduled or new open race, or when you get a notification as well, such as a stud alert or a race alert, you can choose the alert here. There's also a variety of alerts that you can choose from as well, so you can hear that one on there. and you can save those settings, so it gives you full control over everything in that. Check this while we're here. What is this doing? Over here we've got the 7-day profit at the top. It's just a quick widget to have a look. You can also see your top horse here, which is just based on how many wins and how much money it's made. You see your stable play stats as well. 36% place, so 16% first finishes in the past week. Down the bottom here, you've got the Zed Rivals tab, so you can see how you stack it up against the stables you race against most. So I've been doing a lot of C1 racing, so Zed Racing is a rival of mine at the moment. And hopefully we get something through here. Come on. Let me just have a quick check. Just checking something on my phone, and then we'll get going with a demo for the qualification. Alright. It's stuck in stud. That would make sense. Have I got anything I can breed with it? Let's just knock out 2 quick breeds and hope for the best here. Give me a second. The Griffin filled a lot faster than I thought it would, so it's kind of screwed me over a little bit here, because I'm pretty sure the next Griffin isn't going to run for a long time. It's been waiting for a while. Hopefully it pops out of stud as well, because there's a bit of an issue with horses getting stuck in stud since they removed a bunch. But either way, we'll see if we can get it in. If not, I'll do the Genesis tomorrow, as long as the pacer goes through. That's the main thing. Zed, are you serious? Totally forgot this horse was in stud. Screwed myself over there. Just try and smash out 2 quick breeds here. They're going to be total donkeys, no doubt, but they're only buttes, so it's nice and cheap. I'd be surprised if any of them actually turn out any good. Zed, really? Signer and signature do not match. Of course they don't. Of course they don't. Let's try that again. Really screw me over here, Zed. Come on. I'm just trying to breed this butte to get it out, but Zed's decided doesn't want to let it out. It doesn't want to even let it breed at the moment, so. Right, thank you. Okay, we'll give that a couple of minutes and try again. So in the meantime, then we'll have a quick look at these 1400s. So let's have a quick look at this one. So it's a very strong race over this horse is pretty good. So we'll have a quick look at joining that one. And it's pity point as well, so not too worried about not coming first. There we go. So generally, when the race volume's higher, you'll be able to you generally be able to pick and choose what races you enter. But given the current speed paid racing is running at, you don't really have that luxury. You just kind of have to get in anything at the moment. So particularly in the paids, in the open class, it's a bit different, and the race preview is a lot more useful. So we'll just get this into a couple of races now. Zed, right. Tits in today, it's completely broken. Let's try that again. And let's put it in the other one. Oh, that's the one I just joined. So we've been holding off doing any updates on the dashboard until the new race system's been released and we get a better idea of how it's going to work. But I imagine it's going to simplify things, if anything, because of the way it's all class-based and level-based. It's a lot less messy than having all the weird conditionals. Come on, Zed, free that horse. Free the horse. Free my butte. They're still in stud at the moment. So I bought this beauty a while back just because it's got a glitch name. I liked it. But it's also shown pretty decent signs of being a breeder around sprint. So I bred this the other day with a legendary that I've got, and it's got a 45% win rate so far after 9 races. So it's been doing pretty well. Qualified in the Butte exclusive yesterday, but didn't get past the quarterfinals. It didn't flame in it either. It's been mainly a 1400 runner from the races that we've done so far, and the tournament was 1200. So didn't really have a. Well, I mean, if it was if it was as strong as I thought it would, it would have probably had a chance. But yeah, no, it wasn't. So we'll see how this one gets on. But yeah, be exclusive that was bred yesterday, just for that tournament to give it a try. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. So we can have a quick look at that actually on here. If we go to the performance report and we choose that horse, you see it had 4 wins, finished 9th in its tournament, but generally did pretty well. 3 wins in the tournament yesterday. The 6th was running up 2,200 meters down here. That was just to lower its points a little bit to get it down the tournament because it was right at the top. I think it came out 6th at first, so just a couple of, well, just one race just to knock a few points off there to get it off the top, but it didn't seem to matter anyway at that point. Zed, have you freed this butelet yet? No. No. Check if we've got any horses in this stable. No. So what we might do here actually, just so we get something to do in the meantime, if I go and join this race and throw in another horse. It's pretty good at pity point itself actually. We'll throw, sorry I broke your heart in. Great, so we should have that race coming through in a second so we can see how the whole thing works. And while we're doing that, hopefully Zed actually works and spits out these horses. Right, it's done one. Just for anybody who's involved in the Zed International tournament or event that we're doing at the moment, because of the maintenance that's going on next week, or this week that's coming up, this upcoming week, to release the new class system, we won't be able to load any of the custom races in, or it's probably a good idea not to, should we say. So, I mean, what we're going to do is probably push everything back a week. We'll see if we can shuffle some stuff around. But worst case, we'll pop it back a week, and I think this horse is going to be stuck in stud now. But yeah, worst case, we'll pop it back a week. God, man, Zed's UI, awful. I tend not to use the Z site that often just because of how bad it is to use, and this horse now has 0 covers left and is still stuck in stud, so it doesn't look like we'll be running that at the moment. Such a letdown. So the horse is stuck in stud from the reclassification that they did the other day. Um, I don't think it's going to come out, you know. Let's see if there's been any update on that, because I know they were looking at it earlier. We should have a race coming through shortly anyway. I really hope that everything picks up next week, because playing Zed right now is pretty painful with how slow everything is. It used to be nicely paced, so you can jump on, hit your 5 races, 10 races, or whatever it is you need to do, and be done fairly quickly. But obviously, since the announcement of all the changes, things have slowed down quite a bit as people just park everything and wait. Yeah, it's going to be totally stuck. We'll have to save this run for another day, I think. Let's just go and check and see if we can get in it. No, that race has gone now anyway. So yeah, here we go. We just had the race notifications going off. So we've got 2 races queued up. First is Glue Butte, which I've just bred, just so we can demo the tournament qualification. And then over here we can see in the scheduled one, we've got another race of Knackley. This is C1 1400. So this will queue them all up in order. It will hide the results until you've watched it. You can click the button here to skip the race if you're not interested in it. Say if you were down classing, but you won't be able to do that very soon. Or you can just watch it straight away if you're not that interested in it. And it'll queue up as many races as you get there, and it queues them all up in the order they'll run. And the system, if you have auto close on, will automatically just play through them as you go, as they come in. The first step to, I mean, this is because this is new horse I've bred. I had to throw it into a Griffin to get it going, but yeah, you can see it's a Z1 58 Buterin pacer, so it's not going to be blowing anybody's socks off. But it should be enough to demo the whole qualification piece with the conditional Buterin tournament that's on at the moment, and give a good demo of how you can see with the how you can work with the open class. So, but another extra feature that's on here that's not on the free one is you can make the race full screen. So you can pop this up into full screen and yeah, see it as you need. You can also refresh it, so if for whatever reason, I mean, Zed sometimes loads up the race wrong, or there's errors on it, or it's laggy or distorted or something like that, you can just click that button and it'll just go and refresh it. So we are on Twitch and YouTube today, giving this a trial ahead of the Zed Racer International streams that we'll be doing for the remaining group stages and the knockout stage, which, as mentioned, will be slightly delayed, but hopefully not too much. I mean, breeding the pacer in the current breeding world means that it's going to be capped at the maximum. I can't even remember what Evo it is for pacers, 5 maybe. So it's definitely not going to be flaming in any of these Griffin races against anything across and above, really. So let's see how he does. The little Egyptian blue Buterin pacer, Z158. The King of Cairo, named after Zarkan. Can't even remember what I bred to make this horse now, but I think I had a Nat cross which wasn't very good, which stayed as a cross. So we'll see what it's got. And a random horse that I saw on Twitter when I woke up this morning. There was a random Butte cross up in the on Studmaster. So I just smashed him. A smash and hope for the best. There's no research that's gone into this horse. Can be pretty good sometimes, but pure luck if he does any good. It actually looks like it's racing pretty well at the moment. I'm not sure if it's going to hold on to that 3rd place. Let's see. I'll be happy with that though. Great. That's a positive sign for the Pacer tournament anyway. You can see this is queued because the race is still playing. It doesn't reveal any positions until you're finished watching it, so it doesn't spoil anything. So we skip that. You can see it shows its position there, 3rd. So made a bit of money back on this breed, which is a bit of a surprise. So in this one we got 2 horses, Sorry I Broke Your Heart and Natalie. There are some more queuing up as well while that's going. It's pity point in the page today, so we're after a 4th place finish. Looking pretty good at the moment for it. Slightly down 5th, 6th maybe. No, it's going to be less than that. Not the best race for it. 6th. Didn't even see where Sorry I Broke Your Heart was. I forgot about that one. I think Sorry I Broke Your Heart finished 4th actually. Yeah, she did. So I'll add her to the active group as well, and we'll keep dropping her in these races. So if we go over to the stable manager, select Sorry I Broke Your Heart, make sure she's in paid and a distance, and we'll add her to the demo group. And what we'll also do is drop her in these 2 races that we've got pending with Natalie already. Get that race off there for the meantime. Both of them finished top 6 at least, so making money off it. Should help them fill up a little bit quicker as well, so I'm putting 2 of them in there. Come on. So over here now we should see the King of Cairo. So it's a fresh horse, he's come through, he's got no distance set, he's got no race type set. What we'll do is we'll just come in and set his distance at 1400. I think it's going to be a 1400. We can leave him on free as well. Pop him into the demo group. So what you'll see here is it's also including the discovery races, but we're not interested in the discovery races for him at the moment, so I'll just hide that. We're also, we'll see how those go. We'll probably drop the 2 horses in this one in a bit. So this is one that we'll be looking at. It's the 1400 meter free open class. So if you are just running open class and you're not interested in any of the other free races, you can just come and click here and choose just open class. So that'll just filter all the other races out, which is pretty useful for open class racing. So we'll have a quick look at this. Obviously there's no stats for the King of Cairo really, he's only just ran one race, so we'll see if we can get him in this one. Oh, I do have another one there actually. We'll use Glorious Mistake. Let me just check over here a second. Glorious Mistake was a horse that I sniped the breed of and managed to hit Decay. I think Diamond Hands, I think, was the guy that put it up, and yeah, he's very quick. I just can't even remember where it ran. It's a mid-runner. I think we'll try and let's just have a quick look on here, because I don't think it's in my stable just yet on the site, because I've only just transferred him. So we'll just throw him in one quick race over here, and as soon as he's ran one race, he'll go into the stable, and we can get him into the stable manager and onto the dashboard. So we'll see how that one comes through. In the meantime, we'll drop Nackley and Sorry I Broke Your Heart in this race. Both a bit stronger than Cheval. Nackley's wearing the England skin, so we'll drop her in gate 12 to show it off. Although you have to buy in the, I mean, obviously I'm English and I really wanted the England skin, but the Mexico one is definitely my favourite. I managed to pick one of those up yesterday. I'm hoping this pacer that I bred in Decay is going to be a little bit stronger now that all of the good pacers have been bumped up, because this was left the pacer, and I think rightly so, because it was pretty awful in the races that I tried it in. But at least the paid races are running, moving at the moment. They're getting there. We've got one more horse to go in that one. There we go. So King of Cairo, no flames. Again, not expecting this horse to be any sort of use to anybody. It was just a quick breed this morning. What we might do actually while we're here is just switch this horse to, let's try him in a couple of different distances. There's a C1 top 3 here, but they just take far too long to fill up, so we'll get rid of that one. In fact, I think that last race that just finished was the, or could have been the top 3 that Nackley was in. The main purpose of this stream anyway is just to demo the video and give people a link, demo the dashboard and give people a link to the video so they can see how it works. We'll do a more detailed one as soon as we revamp it for the new class system. It's only 2 days away now. For all the money Ted Racing's been spending, he's not been doing too well against me lately. I mean, he does have way better horses than me, but I think I've just been a bit lucky in the races that we've been in. Let's check we are streaming on Twitch. Emote only chat. That. You know how you do that. I'll have to log in onto the Twitch and take a look at that. So here are a few races pinging off in the background that have just been scheduled. Don't know why the music has come back on that all of a sudden. This is the first open class race that we've run, so we'll be able to take a quick look at the tournament manager in a bit and see how that works, which is a hell of a lot easier than using Zed. I think the King of Cairo doing too well there, but it's showing variance with its 12th. It's 12th and its 3rd. See, that race is queued up. So this is the tournament manager. So this will show you all of your horses that you've got running, the position and distances they've been running, the funnel that they're in, how many races they've had, the class that they're in, and how many points that they've got. So I should have actually checked. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. It's Fibonacci scoring. You can also see our pity pointers. This glorious mistake is from Glorious Triumph's grandkid or something like that. It was a pacer that had 3 breeds already, and he'd just gone up into stud. I had him on the snipe list. I thought I'd jump in there nice and quick and see if I could snatch it, but yeah, I got the decayed one, so unlucky. But hence the name Glorious Mistake. Screwed up on that one. Probably give this one a go at a couple of other distances as well while we're here today. So I don't expect either of these buttes to qualify, but probably not the pity pointers either, to be honest, because I'm just trying to get the 5 races in as quickly as we can for the video. Don't want it to be going on too long. Oh, it's actually doing better than I thought it would do, to be fair. We'll take that. Next up, Zark. Linking me random bollocks. So this race is already finished, but we can just skip through the intro. I'll put Knuckling Gate 11 on this one. She just win that. Second. No, she did. Typical. Typical. I think the other one finished bottom. So we should have Glorious Mistake over in our stable now, so let's set him at, let's keep him at 1800 for now, being so he did come third in that last race, and drop him into the demo group. So you can see we've got 1800s over here now. We've also got the C4 ones, which we're not interested in, so we'll just hide that race. So we can take a quick look at the race analysis. It's never really raced any of these horses, which you tend to get in the lower ones. The C1 horses at the moment are all racing each other quite often, so the stats are a bit more useful there. But we'll throw him in anyway. What you tend to find when there's a good volume of races going is you'll see these tags vary quite a bit. You can have you know, one that's insane right next to one that's very easy, just as people pile into it. So we're also waiting for a 1400 in the open class. Let's take a quick look at how that affected our qualification chances. So Knackley not doing very well at all with the 6 in the first. Sorry, broke your heart. At least got a 4th the first time, but 10th's a bit useless. Wait for these races to fill up a bit. Just note for anybody that doesn't have this dashboard or is interested in it, we are giving people a free trial when the new class system launches. So it might not work as well as it can straight off the bat, just because tool creators have been given zero notice on the changes. So we really just don't know what the hell's even going to happen Monday when they launch. Just a bit frustrating. I was hoping to fix some things up this weekend for it, but yeah, you'll be able to get a free trial if it just drop me a message or something, and we'll sort it out. So obviously there's no free races in the first week. Well, no free tournaments in the first week. It's all paid. So what you'll find is the paid volume's a lot higher. You'll see the variance in the quality of the difficulty of the fields. So there's our 1200 in open class that we want for King of Cairo. Never ran there before. We'll throw him in, see how he does. So there's a slight delay in the updates, obviously, because we need to grab the data from Zed. So Zed's site's going to be a little bit quicker, but in general, it tends to work quite fine. It's usually like a 5-10 second delay at most. Depending on how many active races they've got up at any one time and how quick the API is running. Least Glorious Mistake came out in a nice colour. Doesn't look like it's going to finish anywhere decent this time. Surely joined that race. And a 10th place finish. Make sure everything's working alright on the site. Seems to be a bit slow today. I think Zed's just been falling apart in general today. There's been no paid races for a lot of the day. Horses are stuck in stud. A lot of sign and signature errors when you're trying to sign transactions. No doubt related to whatever they're planning to launch Monday. So let's just do Glorious Mistake a favour and bump him somewhere else. Let's try him at 1600 and see how he does. Not interested in the free. Interested in the C3. You can see how much easier it is to deal with the races on here than it is on Zed, flicking between next to run and all that kind of stuff, because it loses your filters and the filters aren't that great anyway, and you can't hide races, so there's always loads to scroll through, loads of links to click to get through to places. Looks like we've done a favour for Glorious Mistake there by dropping him down to 1600 as his flame this time. So it's a very lightly raced horse. King of Cairo hasn't done any better at 1200 in terms of flames at least. So what we can do here, you can't actually swap them around at the moment, but if I give that a quick refresh because the races are out of order, what we should get is Glorious Mistakes race coming first. It's just a weird thing with how Zed does the race scheduling. We could have just watched that one and then watched the replay of this one after, but we'll keep them live. Again, just choose our group demo. So the stream's already taken a little bit longer than I was hoping, just because I'm messing around with the Butte Gen at the beginning. But the main purpose of this was just to give a demo of how everything works. So we'll watch a few more of the races, and then we'll wrap this one up. Not sure if it's going to hold that lead. It's first win if it does. Nice. Maybe it'll turn out not to be a mistake, that one. Let's throw him back in that. Looks pretty good. So again, I'm not really taking the time to look at the races and go through them in any detail. I'm just throwing them in at the moment. But generally, you'd wait till it's at least halfway full because you get a good picture of how strong the race is going to be then. So you can see for this one, the C1 double up, it's only strong, it's not insane, which most C1 races are. So, you know, if you got to this point and you saw that as strong, you'd jump on it straight away. The King of Cairo's race is finished, I believe, yeah. We'll just flick through and see how he's done. Is he finishing last again? So yeah, I think we'll wrap this one up here for today. So it was a very impromptu stream, just basically to give a demo of how this whole thing works. There's a few people interested in using it, a few people who've used it in the past who were a bit uncertain about how things work. So hopefully this has shed a bit of light on how the dashboard works overall, how useful it can be, and yeah, just how less stressful it is versus the Zed UI. And a lot easier to use once you first get your head around it. So obviously the main task that you have to do is come in and set the distances on your horses, which at the moment we've only got one. We will be adding multiple distances to the horses soon. The main thing that we're trying to avoid though is overloading your open race screen with too much stuff that's not really that relevant. So we'll probably have a primary and a secondary distance or something like that. Don't know if we'd go for the full lot, you know, adding more than that. And yeah, obviously the open class will be vanishing with the new class system. There'll be new segments in based on levels and the class that you're in. So we'll get everything updated for that once we get a bit more information on it. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the report while we're here. Just take a look at one day, have a look at our demo horses and view the group. So we're down £4 on that one at the moment. We have had a win, 2 seconds, and a fourth in the in class 1 at the moment. This will give you a good overview of how you're performing in general. And you've got your tournament tab. You can see how you're getting on there. So if we take a look at Glorious Mistake, it's in the mid funnel. His points are at 41.33. He's done 3 races, so shouldn't be much long. 2 more races and he's done. Hopefully these points will be above the cut line up here, and it'll tell you whether or not they've qualified. Take a look at the pity point, it's exactly the same, and no matter how many tournaments they've got, they'll all be across the top here. So when they do switch to multiple tournaments based on classes, you'll be able to break it. They'll all be broken down on here, and you'll be able to see which horse is in which race, which horses in which tournament even. yeah, and that's it. Check us out at zedracer.com for any more information. Jump on the Discord if you need any help. And in the meantime, we'll catch you later. Cheers, guys.